Okay, my name is Laura Toops, and I'm a member of Paranormal Illinois group.
All right, how long have you been involved with Paranormal Illinois? Or actually, come to think of it, how long have you been involved with any paranormal investigation group?
I'm trying to think. I would say about 3 years formally. First formal investigation I ever went on was I convinced my friend Georgia, who I've known since high school, that this would be a fun thing to do. And we were extremely skeptical. We just thought it would be something, even just from a historical standpoint, to see some of these sites. So we booked to go to Mansfield Reformatory, which is an old prison in Ohio. And we went, and I guess we were kind of expecting, neither of us was really expecting anything to happen when we were there. But when we were there, things did happen. We had some stuff happen to us in real time. Georgia felt somebody touch her. She saw somebody on one of the DVR cameras that wasn't really supposed to be there. And the shock of shocks was when we got home, or actually on the way home when we were listening to our tape recordings, that we got voices. As far as getting to know the gals of Paranormal Illinois, we used to be closer than we are now. A year or two ago, we were doing an investigation every month, which was pretty intense. That was actually almost too much.
Nice.
But it was fun getting to know people.
Nice.
You know, when you're going into a dark, strange place with someone, you kind of have to think that they have your back, and I did feel that way about our group.
There is a huge percentage of the local area that will see a story on TV, or they will read something around Halloween in the newspaper. Everything they see on TV will be fact, no matter who perpetuates it. Everything they read is fact, and that's just not true.
This is the story of the country house. It's on Clarendon Hills Road. I think, what town is that? Is it Clarendon Hills?
Clarendon Hills.
Yeah. Apparently, according to story, a young woman, probably early 20s, had a daughter with her, dropped her off at a bar, got into a fight with a bartender. They were dating apparently, and in haste drove off and crashed, wrapped her car around a tree. Apparently, she still haunts the restaurant. You can see her up in the window. There's I think there's a house on top of the restaurant, so you can see her looking out the window at you when you drive by. Or according to legend, it happened in the 50s, 60s. I can't remember the era. So my job was to go and find the article of the car crash. So who is this person, right? So I went to the Westmont, and they have their archives, their books. So I pulled the time frame that I was told that this happened. So I pulled it, and I literally sat in the library, mulling over pages after pages, all the newspapers, Westmont, whatever. Westmont is the town over, so it would definitely have caught that accident. So nowhere in that time frame that they say that this happened was there a car crash. There was car crashes, but nothing about a woman. Apparently the daughter was with her in some stories, the daughter's not with her in others. She's left in the bar. But there are stories of the local crashes around that area. So Westmont newspaper would have had it.
Downers Grove,
right? Yeah,
Lyle,
Clarendon
Hills.
Yeah, I went
checked
to
every library.
The library after that, and they have their archives on microfiche. So I sat and I went through the same era, looking for, again, a car crash. Nothing.
But I think that spirits are transient, and they come and go at all different times, and they're not, if they are attached to one thing or one person, their set of rules is not what we're used to. It's not, that's not our dimension. That's all bets are off. And I think that the energy, in the state that we're in now, energy is in a constant flow anyway, and that's pretty much how it works. Just because one place is haunted, extremely haunted, the first time you go, and the second time you get nothing, that doesn't mean that they're gone. It doesn't mean that they've moved on. We will never know. We really won't. Some people have the gift to find out answers like that. Some people get artificial intelligence as they walk through a haunted location. But as far as activity from one day to the next, I have no answers.
An actual definition of EVPs. Electronic voice phenomena is sounds, usually human voices that are recorded on a digital recorder, on a tape recorder, on video, at a time when there's not sound going on in real time. So for instance, an EVP is something that you hear on the tape, on your digital recorder. You may be asking questions or talking, and you get this voice that wasn't there, that you didn't hear in real time. That's what an EVP is.
But here, I'm putting my flashlight on. Who's breathing like that down there? Sounds like somebody breathing heavy. Sounds like... Oh, did you guys just smell smoke? Like cigarettes?
Bottom line, why do we do this? That's a good question. It's got to be because we want to know what's behind the veil. What's on the other side of that big door that you pass through that nobody comes back out of? We don't know. But I think it's human nature to be curious about it. And I have so many personal theories about what I think it could be. Part of me wants to think that you're doing it with your own mind. And maybe you're making these things happen. We still don't know the full power of the brain. Another part of me thinks it's quantum physics. Everything, all matter is actually energy. So knowing that, anything's possible. But people do it because they don't want to think that what we have in this physical world is the be-all and end-all. I think the people who do this come from all different walks of life. There's highly educated people, there's people who are not so highly educated. There's philosophers, there's crazy people, there's people who want to be famous. But everybody wants to know what's on the other side of the door, and I think that's why people do this.